So today we are making a modern feature wall. You're going to call it...
I'm going to call it the Rocky Mountain. It's kind of like it has a bit of triangle structure to it, and we're not far from the Rocky Mountain. So to me, it kind of feels like home.
So this wall right here is the wall that we're going to put on. We've got some baseboard. That was the cheapest strapping that we could find to do this wall. We're super excited to do this wall though, because that has been the plan since we built and renovated this studio space, was to do this feature wall, and now we are finally getting around to it. I think it's gonna look awesome. And we haven't got to the baseboard in most of this room yet, but in order to do this wall, we needed a little bit of baseboards. We were doing the door frames, and while we were at it, we did a few pieces of baseboard to put along here, so we've got something to build from. So we're gonna put those in first. One of the best places to start when you've never done something before is to find something to copy. Once you've got some experience, then you can kind of get more creative. So we think we might start with that first one, goes all the way from floor to ceiling.
So this is the longest piece that Dallas had to put on. Once we got that kind of gave us a starting point. And then from this, we could work to make it square with a 45-degree angle. A lot of it was just kind of eyeballing it, trying to match the picture some, making a little bit of tweaks just for our wall. I think our wall was a little bit longer than what the wall was in the picture. And so we just ended up adding a few extra pieces to make it feel like it fit better. And then I went through and I put the dapt in between the seams. This one was a little bit easier just because I only cared about the seams. I didn't really care about it where it met the wall in this case. And then I felt like this needed some sanding before I started painting it. This gripped the paint a lot better than the previous wainscoting we'd done, and so I feel like it was really just sucking in the paint. That had to put it on pretty thick and heavy. And then being a darker color, you just want to make sure you get it nice and thick so that there's no white showing. We're so excited that the studio wall is finally finished. This has been a long time coming. And again, I feel like in a lot of ways it's a subtle thing, but it really makes such a big difference in terms of a feature wall. I love the fact with some of this like wainscoting that it adds some depth and some texture without making things super busy.
This came together pretty easy, I think, right?
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the fact we were doing too many things at once, we probably could have got this done in one day, because it really was very simple. It's just cutting 45-degree angles. I didn't want to do anything other more complicated than that, and then just seeing where they fit.
This one was a lot more eyeballing. There's like no chalk line to have to get everything perfect. It's a lot more eyeballing of what works, what makes sense, stepping back, going put a piece there, put a piece there. The one thing I will say is that I could see in the future doing it, that either painting the pieces before you put them on or rolling the wall after just makes it a little bit cleaner. Like, it's okay, it turned out fine, but you can see a little bit of the brush stroke in the paint, like smooth out, but just...
And we probably could have used a little bit more DAP just to kind of cover in some of these seams, but...
A little bit better, yeah.
We're okay with the way it is, and if we decide that that bugs us, it'll be really simple to fix that.
Put some more in and just paint it again. But painting it on the wall, the idea was that that would help kind of as far as making it feel like it's
almost like a glue.
Yeah. The glue, and making it look like it stays on the wall a little bit more. I was painting it and smoothing out all my paint strokes, so there's nothing like messy paint stroke wise. It's just if the light reflects off of it, you can see brush strokes sometimes. So rolling it with a roller would just make it feel even that much better, but honestly, it works fine.
In lots of videos, we use this wall for the background, and I think that looks pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, I think you should step forward so that you can see the bigger part of the wall.
Oh, I should go.
Yeah, keep going, yeah. There we go.
Oh, super happy with how this turned out.
Call it the Rocky Mountain wall, and I think it feels very Alberta to me.
If you like the wall, like the video, give the video a thumbs up. We would appreciate that. If you want to see what other things we were up to while we were working on this and weren't all...
While we took on way too much at once.
While we took on way too much at once. So you can check those out. See you in the next video, I guess.
Yeah.